I hope that people watching the series will go away with a view of the complexity and the details that we have little idea of. There are some strategies or some ways of life that are so extreme that they have no connection with anything else at all, really. And it's very difficult to imagine what life must be like. You can believe yourself into the mind of an alien creature.
We can film intimate details of their private behavior.
I already had several guys send emails to me saying they're interested in our daughters.
Animals set out to impress one another when they start courtship and mating. And my goodness, how impressive they can be. And so it makes a wonderful sight. The skill with which you decide where you're going to put it, it's not only where you're going to put it, but how you're going to focus it. I mean, what particular area, and it's very dramatic. I mean, the male comes along and opens his wings and then sways his head from side to side and ruffles them around. It's very dramatic stuff.
Set your physical boundaries and stick to them, even if it means having chaperones.
This pack strategy works well for the alpha couple, but not quite so well for last year's offspring. The youngsters could have their own pups, but for the alpha couple, that would mean more mouths to feed and less for their litter. So the alpha couple will actively discourage last year's offspring from mating. But one of their daughters has other ideas. Skulking behind the pack is a lone male wolf. He has no territory of his own, but follows the family, scavenging leftovers and looking for opportunities. He spotted one, the young daughter. The intruder could be in with a chance, as long as he's not caught. The pack leader could kill him. Generously, she drops him a hint. It's risky, but it could be her only chance to get close to a potential mate. And that's not the limit of it. He also has an extraordinarily wide vocabulary of imitations.
I'm going to need to buy more books.
Already?
Another visitor. This time, it's a female. Sometimes it isn't that terrifying because the two are very close. But in those moments of high emotion, he gets really, really infuriated and sort of frustrated by this damned female that's not being impressed. I mean, it's slightly comic, you'd have to say, but it's extraordinarily powerful too. I'm sure it's the first time it's ever been filmed in the wild. But all is not quite as collaborative as it seems. After a painful separation, her new mate is chased away with his tail between his legs. The affair was always destined to be a short one.
Guys, you're going to love this place.
It's where males gather to flaunt themselves, and the females turn up to pick a mate.
When I pulled up to Quaker Steak and Lube, I knew this was my kind of place.
He's about the size and weight of a stout chicken, but he's more closely related to an ostrich.
This is the largest bird in the world.
The males want to hold the best spot. To win it, they have to fight.
All males absolutely berserk to try and find a female, and sometimes finding one another, sometimes finding the wrong species and so on, but the place is throbbing with noise. You could hardly hear yourself speak. But what that male is doing that for is to try and challenge another one. But above all, it's at its most exciting when a male does something that you know is designed to make the female say, wow. So the series that's about these events has a degree of masochism in it. I mean, that, yeah, it's things you wouldn't do to your best friend.
When it was all said and done, only me, Jason, and Justin were the ones manly enough to get hurt.
While the pack is distracted by a bison, the temptation for the young female is too great, and she sneaks away to join the mysterious stranger.
A female sings an alluring serenade. Love is in the air.
Somehow, they find time to indulge in a surprisingly complex mating ritual.
No frontal hugs, no holding hands, no kissing.
It's all going so well, it's time to get physical, with a few headbutts to her chest. It's the bird equivalent of a bouquet of...
Job done. The exchange of genes is complete.
Thank you, Daddy.
Know when it's time to take the next step, engagement.
So getting a copulation, interestingly enough, means that you have to yourself decide which is the best flower and which will appeal to her most. And then you set up on that, and if you're right, then you get the sequence. But that means that you've got to be able to think. Not so good if you're about to be caught by your dad. This is just where he wants her. Time to begin the show. It's an oddly mesmerizing display. She appears to be transfixed. He waves his wing like a matador's cape.
I just rolled out of bed, put my feet on the ground, and thought, what about Joy?
Wow, this guy is incredible.
The thought never really crossed my mind of Joy saying no. I knew she was willing and ready.
This is certainly eye-catching, but it seems he needs to do more. You make sure that it's there, and you're not going to miss your chance again. And the way you do that is the female takes the males, which are very small, and the male clings on, and the two fuse, so they become together, so that their blood circulation, their blood, is shared between them. It's just extraordinary, and it makes an indelible impression.
Courting seemed like an eternity, yet it seemed like it was too short.
Next week on The Bachelor.
This is the perfect place to fall in love.
So we sit down to dinner, and I can't eat because, for one thing, I'm holding Anna's hand the whole time.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If subscribe and...
Like and subscribe.
I like her. Why would I want to take her to court?
We wanted to have time spending together before we got engaged, so we waited a month before I asked her to marry me.
Your first We'll do the kissing.
We'll do the kissing.
Feel the urge to kiss, just tell us and we'll kiss.
You guys will get to do that on your wedding day.
That's right. And James, you can sit between them if you want to.